Okay, so question 1 asks us for the expressions. Remember, expressions means no equal sign. 12 more than k can either be 12 plus k, or perhaps more accurately, because of the way it's written, it would be k plus 12. You do need to use the k because that is what is given to you. 6 is subtracted from g, then divided by 4. So g minus 6 divide by 4, or g minus 6 in brackets divide 4. This way is a better way of writing it, just because it's the way that you'll be writing it as you move through school. Simplify the following by collecting like terms. So we've got 7m, 6m minus 2m. They are all like terms because they all have the same pronumeral, so we can work with all of them together. So we'll have a single term at the end. 7 plus 6, we can treat them just like normal numbers. So 7 plus 6 is 13 minus 2. You can do it as a two-step if you like, and go, that's 13m minus 2 gives us 11m, or you can just work it out and go 13m minus 2m equals 11m, or you could just write 11m. Just remember, it's only worth 1 mark, so you don't necessarily have to show all of your working. Now, for this one here, we have got 3 terms. 2 of the terms are like terms, and the third term is not. So we're going to collect our like terms to start with. So we have 21t plus, remember to move the sign with the term. 21 minus 5 is 16t minus 7r. Okay, remember the word substitute means you replace the letter with the number. So in this instance here, we have 3b plus a. A is equal to 3, b is equal to 5, so we put it in as it is. 5 is in the brackets. Brackets because the brackets mean times. You could write it as 3 times 5, but remember, in algebra we don't like writing the times sign because it looks too much like an x. Plus 3 gives us 15, plus 3, which gives us 18. For this one here, there's 2 ways that you can do it. You can either substitute the numbers first, so have 8 bracket 5 minus 3, and then work that out so that you have 8 times 2, which gives us 16. Or you can expand, so you multiply. So you have 8b minus 8a, which gives us 8 bracket 5 minus 8 bracket 3, which is then 40 minus 24, which gives us 16. I think this way is a little bit easier, but it's up to you. Here's the formula given to complete the table. Again, remember we substitute, so we're trying to find D by substituting U. So for our first one here, and I'm going to show my working because I want full marks. 5 times 2 minus 3, 10 minus 3, 7, and I put my 7 into my table. Again, 5 times 5 minus 3 is equal to 25 minus 3, which gives us 22. And last one, 5 times 8 minus 3 is equal to 40 minus 3, which is equal to 37. Okay, so determine the solution. So we need to show our working out. We can use backtracking, or we can do inverse operations. To backtrack, we would draw the boxes as we did in class today. M minus 3 is equal to 22. To get there, we had to do minus 3, which down the bottom means we're going to do plus 3, which gives us 25. Or we can move and rearrange the equation. So minus 3 is going to be moved to the other side and made plus 3, which gives us m equals 25. So the next one, again, it's a one step, so we can do the boxes if we want. Y plus 3 is 9. So y take away 3, y is equal to 6. Or y plus 3 equals 9. Move it to the opposite side of the equals, which makes it negative 3. Y equals 9. Take away 3, which is equal to 6. For the next one, we've got r divided by 7. Again, we can use our flowchart. R divides 7 is equal to 9, which means r is equal to 9 times 7, which gives us 63. Or r on 7 equals 9. Move this to the other side to make it opposite, which makes it times 7. R equals 9 times 7, which equals 63. The next one's a two-step problem, which we did look at today. So we're going to need 3 boxes to do that. So we end up with x, 2x, by multiplying the x by 2. We then add 6, and that is equal to 16. So for the bottom, we're going to do take away 6, divide by 2, and that gives us x equals 5. Or you can backtrack as we did before by doing inverse operations. So we've got 2x plus 6 equals 16. Move this to the other side, which makes it take away 6. 2x equals 10. This is 2 times x, so it's going to be 2 divide by 2 over here. X equals 10. Remember, you can also check your answers. So check by substituting x equals 5. So 2, 5 plus 6 equals 16. 10 plus 6 equals 16. 16 equals 16. True statement. Here we can do it 2 different ways, and it depends on how you want to do it. And I'm actually not going to use the boxes this time. I'm just going to use inverse operations. You can either expand it and then solve as you were doing before. Or, and remember, you can write it as a improper fraction, a mixed number, or as a decimal if you can work that out in your head. Remember, you don't have a calculator though, so if you're going to do that, you need to be sure that you know how to change from fractions into decimals. Or you can do it this way. And we get rid of the 4 first. So we end up with 15 on 4, which gives us k minus 5 equals Well, it goes in 3 times the 3 remainder. And then we move this over and it becomes plus 5, so that you end up with 8 3/4. Okay, and then for our last one, I will do boxes again. It's going to be a 2-step. So we have 3 boxes. We start with P, we add 2. I think that might be a 3 actually. We then divide by 5. And that's equal to 6. We're then going to times by 5. So we end up with 30. So 6 times 5 is 30. We're then going to subtract 3, which gives us 27. Okay, and the last 2 questions deal with worded problems that we need to put into equations. So a number, that means we need to use x. I'm going to use x. You could use any letter you like. Times by 6. So we're going to have 6x. Then 4 is subtracted and it equals 32. It hasn't said solve, so we don't have to solve, but if you wanted to, you could, remembering that we are just going to move things around so that it becomes, that's a plus 4 there, a divide by 6 there, x is therefore going to equal 6. Not a necessary step. This here will get you your 2 marks because there is at no point does it say what is x. Okay, then this one here, just to make it make a little bit more sense, we need to rub out that word there. So a game for an Xbox and a new controller costs $65. The game costs $10 more than the controller. So I'm going to say let controller be C, which means the game is going to be C plus 10. And all of it together equals 65. Now, I just put the brackets in so that we understand that it's a controller plus the game. So the game is equal to that, equals this. Suppose we could just do that step if we wanted to. We're going to collect our like terms. So we've got 2 C's here. So it'd be 2C plus 10 equals 65. 2C equals 55 because we're going to move the 10 to the other side and make it take away 10. And then we're going to divide the other side by 2. So we end up with C equals 55 on 2, which gives us a total of, and we can do it, remember you don't have a calculator, so you need to solve it some way. 2 goes into 5 2 times with 1 remainder. 2 goes into 15 7 times with 1 remainder. So the controller is $27.50. The game, so our final answer has to be controller equals $27.50. Game is $10 more than that, so it's going to be $37.50.